When two young girls go missing, the whole entire world stops. But what is discovered after that is straight out of a nightmare. This is the case of the Henryetta SIX. Hi, I'm Sarah and I am your true crime best friend. So let's dive straight in. It's Sunday night, April 30th, 2023, and 14-year-old Ivy Webster is late getting home. This was very unlike Ivy. Ivy had stayed the night before with friends and was due home before 5 p.m. Sunday. But she wasn't home and her parents were getting worried. Ivy was described as pure good. Ivy played softball and loved animals. Her parents even said that one time a bee stung her and she was just crying so hard. And as her parents comforted her, they realized that she wasn't crying because of the pain or because of the sting, but because this bee had to die now. She sounded like a really, really sweet soul. So her parents didn't understand why she wasn't home when she was told to be. Across town, the Brewer family was waiting for their daughter as well. And just like the Websters, she didn't come home from a sleepover. 15-year-old Brittany Brewer was outgoing and motivated. She was an honor roll student and she had recently been selected as Miss Henryetta for an upcoming regional pageant. These two girls and their friends always did sleepovers together and they were always back on time. So the two families started getting worried and went to the police. Right away, the police took the report seriously. Nothing like this happens in the small town of Henryetta, Oklahoma. Quickly, the police started putting the pieces of this together. The two girls, Ivy and Brittany, had been at their friend's house for the night, Tiffany Guess. The girls did this a lot. They would stay the night at each other's houses. Tiffany's mom, Holly Guess, had 3 children, Riley, Michael, and Tiffany. So she was always having the kids' friends stay over. Everything seemed normal at the sleepover. The girls texted a bit with their parents and then in the morning said that they were going to a ranch nearby. Police knew that they had to start there, at the home where the girls were staying the night before. But what they found shocked them to their core and turned this case upside down. Monday afternoon, police went to the house where the girls were having their sleepover on Saturday night. There, they found 7 bodies. Yes, you heard that right, 7 bodies. Police were quick to say that they couldn't identify all of the bodies, but they did say they don't believe that the people of Henryetta were in danger. This news spread fast as local media and national media picked the story up. It was a small town tragedy that affected everyone, but there was still so much that was unknown. As the police began to find out, Ivy and Brittany were last seen sometime Monday in Henryetta. It was who they were with that raised eyebrows of law enforcement. According to the Endangered Missing Advisory, the girls were last seen possibly traveling in a white Chevy Avalanche with Jesse McFadden. Who was Jesse McFadden and why is he in the middle of this case? Jesse McFadden was the 39-year-old husband of Holly Guess. Jesse, Holly, and their 3 kids all lived in the house where the girls were staying that night. So are you following here? Ivy and Brittany were at their friend Tiffany's house. Tiffany's mother is Holly. She married Jesse. These are not his children, but they were all living under the same roof and they had that sleepover that night. Bingo. But what was the motive for this? Digging into the past of Jesse, the pieces fell into place right away. Jesse McFadden was convicted of first-degree SA in 2003 and served 17 years. Jesse was a registered S offender in Oklahoma. Neither parents of the girls knew this when they agreed for the girls to have slumber parties. But this isn't it. Jesse was scheduled to appear in Muscogee County Court on Monday for a jury trial on other charges. These charges were for soliciting a minor and possession of child in 2017 while he was still in prison. Police now believe this is the motivation for the crime. That Monday, he took the lives of his wife, Holly, her 3 children, Riley, age 17, Michael, age 15, and Tiffany, age 13, along with Ivy and Brittany, and then himself. They believe he did this to avoid court. It is not reported on if the girls or anyone else in the family was SA'd, but it may have been likely. I think it doesn't matter either way. This crime is senseless and horrible. After the fact, we found out other details of this crime. This crime most likely took place in the yard, and the bodies were there and not inside of the residence. Also, it was unknown but believed that Jesse texted the 2 girls' families from their phones that Monday, pretending to be them. Because this man is dead and he cannot stand trial for what he did, he took the coward's way out, and I only wish peace on the families that this happened to. I think the most important thing to gain from this is that I'm hoping we learn from this. Why was Jesse allowed to get out of prison if he was still soliciting while in jail? It makes me feel like kids are not safe anywhere, and that is really scary. I really feel like we could have prevented this crime if the justice system did what it was supposed to do. Jesse was sitting in jail. He obviously had a problem going after underage children, and there was no rehabilitation or anything to help him maybe get over or do something about his affliction. Also, if he was soliciting in jail, he should not have been out. Like, number one, if you're trying to get girls to do things from behind bars, you're going to get girls to do things out here. So number one, that should have been dealt with. He should have still been in prison, and he should not have even been allowed to go on to marry Holly. Holly had underage children. Now, we don't know if there was anything going on with the girls or the boy in this family, but regardless, we do know that something happened here. He was trying to avoid court for a reason, and there is a reason that he did it the night that Ivy and Brittany were there. I feel so bad for this family, the families of these victims, because Brittany and Ivy, like, their parents didn't know that they were sending them into this situation. And that just breaks my heart, because I have a child, and to not know, like, that my child might not be safe with someone is a terrifying thought. This should not happen. There should be something in place to protect our children. I don't blame the parents at all in this situation. Let me make that very, very clear. However, I do think there is a lesson to be learned here, that we check everyone our kids are around, and that seems crazy, right? Who has enough time to sit down and check everywhere your kid is going to be? But the fact that it might save your kid's life that's the bottom line here. I hate that this is the reality that we're in, but unfortunately, it is. There's just so many things that could have been avoided in this crime if the justice system did what it was supposed to do and protect children, and it did not do that. It just breaks my heart. I also feel really, really bad for Holly's family, because they lost 4 of their family members to something so senseless, and they didn't know it was coming. I'm sure that Holly did not know that this was going to happen. But it just goes to show that things like this happen so often. Like, please be careful who you allow into your home and who your children are around. That's all I have to say about that. Like I said, I don't blame anybody in this situation. We had no idea that this was going to happen, obviously, but it's so incredibly sad that this could have been prevented if he was still behind bars. Like, that's the bottom line. Like, the parents aren't at fault because the justice system failed their kids, not them. And I'm sure that they have guilt. And if I could say anything to them, I would say it is not your fault. We should have better things put in place. And this just breaks my heart. So I know this was a short one, but it was a very important one. It was a recent case, and I feel like people didn't report on it enough. So this goes out to the families and loved ones of the Henryetta SIX and the community, who I'm sure is still reeling from what happened. I just wish you peace and love. If you would like to hear more stories like this, important stories that need to be told, please watch the other videos on my YouTube channel and hit that subscribe button so I can keep giving you these incredible, important stories. Thank you for joining me today. My name is Sarah. I am your true crime best friend, and I will be back with another one next time. Thank you. Bye.
Hi guys, I just wanted to say I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like any of the content for Code 187, please click that subscribe button, that like button, that share button. Help us out, help us grow. You can find us on your favorite podcast platforms. Yeah, check us out on there. Give us some ratings. Tell us what you think. We're also across every social media on Code 187. So we're on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. I think that's it. And of course, YouTube. So please subscribe if you like our content and spread the word. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.